right, so this is going to be a quick demonstration for the composition lesson. If you need to get your page set up, I would pause this first and get it set up, and then you can follow along with actually drawing the composition. But what I have here, I have 4 3-inch by 3-inch squares, and I have them numbered 1, 2, 3, 4. And then at the top, I have a table. So this is the feedback table. The first 2 are going to be ones that you go through yourself and ask questions. And then you're going to ask somebody at your table to evaluate your artwork. And then you're going to have a different person evaluate your artwork. So this video, though, it's mainly to show you what I am talking about when I am talking about these compositions. So here we go. The first thing you're going to do is you're going to start your composition in one of the squares, and you're going to choose 3 simple shapes. And whatever those are, I'm just going to start with a circle, a triangle, and then maybe an arrow. I don't want to get too crazy and detailed because the idea is that I am paying attention to the way I'm using my space. So the very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these and I am going to place it, I call it large and in charge, but I'm going to put it off center. The goal of these compositions is that I make a focal point off center, that it is asymmetrically balanced, that I have overlap, that I am able to create a visually interesting layout. So first one, I'm going to go with the circle. So the circle I'm going to draw over here in this corner. And again, what am I looking for? I'm looking for it to be pretty large and take up about half of the total space. So this is my positive space. This is negative. This is all empty. I actually could probably go a little bit larger. So I'm going to go a little bit larger, erase that one. Okay, it's off center. Although part of the circle is in the center, I have put it off center. I'm kind of thinking about the rule of thirds and thinking about where would be a good focal point. All right, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to repeat the shape, but it's going to be a different size. So I am going to draw another one. It is going to be a little bit smaller. And you notice I kind of put it across here because I'm trying to create this idea of balance without having a mirror image. So because I have one large space here, then I am going to balance that out with another one. And I also had it go off the edges. So I am going to repeat it again. So one of the things is when you're done with this, you need to be able to look at all of the shapes you use and see, do you have large, do you have medium, do you have small? You want to be able to see a difference between those. All right, so right now this is actually pretty balanced, even though it's not a mirror image, but I have 2 other shapes that I'm going to use. So another thing that we're trying to do in here is overlap. So I'm going to overlap, and when I overlap, I'm deciding what's on top and what's underneath. So I'm going to erase that so it is solid overlap. Since I placed something else over here, it feels a little bit more heavy. So I'm going to repeat that shape again. And if I am not overlapping this shape with another shape, I'm going or running off the edges. So that, and I'm going to make this like significantly smaller. So again, I'm looking at feeling balance, and I can actually turn this and get a feeling for the balance. Right now, this seems a little top heavy, and this is less. So I've got 2 of those triangles. I'm actually going to skip over to my arrow. Again, I overlapped that circle. So where it overlapped, I erased. And I am feeling like I'm a little bit more balanced. I'm feeling like my focal point is over here. But these seem a little disconnected. So I'm going to add some more overlap or underlap. So I'm going to put another triangle. I'm going to put, let's say, another arrow. So the whole idea is creating balance, filling the space, making my shapes go off the edges, overlapping, changing directions to make sure that this feels balanced. So this seems a little awkward over here. I'm going to add another overlapping. So I can repeat the circle as many times as I want. I can repeat the arrow or the triangle as many times as I want. My goal is to get it to feel balanced. And so I feel like it might be, okay, now this area seems a little empty, even though there's things over here. All right, so I think I'm finished, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and lightly color in the negative space. When I color in the negative space, this is going to give me an idea of how much empty space I actually have. My goal is to have about a quarter of the space be empty. I don't want too much to be empty. I'm actually going to color that in and make that to help balance. So as I look at how much negative space is left, and I mean, it doesn't have to be perfectly solid, but we do want to get a good idea. So I am coloring up to the edges. I see I have quite a bit of negative space left. I need to fill a little bit more space. So what I'm actually going to do is take something that I already have. Instead of adding more small shapes, I'm going to take something I already have and make it larger so it takes up more space. So I kind of took away that smaller circle and replaced it with a larger one. Actually, I want that to overlap that now. I'm feeling a little bit better. I'm going to switch and see if I feel like it's balanced from every angle. And I think I'm doing pretty good. So what I would want to do, just as a self-check, is to go up to the top and to say, for this number 1, did I make 3 different simple shapes? Yes. Do I have large, medium, and small? Now, the thing with this is we need to be able to tell the difference. So yes, I have large, I have quite a few mediums, I have smalls. Did I change directions when I was drawing? Well, does that mean I'm switching the way I'm looking at my paper? Yes. If I'm not the one drawing, what I'm going to look for is, do I see different directions of the shapes? So this arrow, I can see that's in different directions. Now, those two are about the same. So I'm actually going to go change that so it looks like it's going in a different direction than that one. All right, do I have overlapping shapes? Yes, many of them. Focal point is off center. Yes, my focal point's over here. It's off center. Shapes going off 3 or more edges. Oh, look at all the space that I have shapes going off. Yep, less than a quarter of the space is empty. Yep. All right, so the second one that I start, if I'm doing more of these, I am going to choose 3 different shapes. Now you can use letters. Black letters are good. So maybe T. I'm going to go with art. So, and this is still in the realm of simple shapes. But I have kind of these large blockier shapes, ART. So if for number 3, maybe I want to work with a theme. So maybe I'm going to have a moon. I'm going to have, and now I don't want to repeat any of the shapes that I already used. Star. And I'm kind of thinking like little, I could use that for like an asteroid or something. And then for number 4, I'm going to use 3 different shapes. Again, ones that I didn't use over here.